The two ordinary hosts of this podcast are not professionals on parapsychology, extraterrestrials, cryptozoology, nor would they describe themselves as religious or prone to superstition. They'd also like to make it known that this show is not intended for children or those with sensitive sensibilities. Please listen at your own discretion. And remember, the truth is often anecdotal.
Okay. Today is September 22nd, 2025. And unfortunately, the very last episode of this podcast. Because tomorrow marks the end of the world as we know it. For on September 23rd, 2025, or September 24th, 2025, is the rapture, according to one South African preacher. I am Mr. R.
And I'm Mr. X.
I should say at the top, this is not the discussion we're having on this episode, but I did think it was important to mention. This guy got on YouTube. I can't remember his name. I think it's Joseph. Got on YouTube and explained that he got a vision from the big man himself, the guy upstairs, saying that the rapture, the Judeo-Christian rapture, where all of the saintly souls are pulled from the earth and brought into the heavenly kingdom, and all of us sinners, or us heathens, are kept on earth to kind of fend for ourselves, is allegedly supposed to happen either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. We can't be too sure.
It's fun how that always works, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's never exactly, well, it has been in the past, right? It's going to happen on exactly this day at exactly this hour, and it fails miserably. I like listening to cult podcast. They don't post as often anymore, but one of their fun rules is never put a date on the end of the world because you will look like a fool. This episode doesn't come out for another 3 weeks, so we'll see how that played out.
Right. It is going to be, I shouldn't have dated this immediately at the gate. But
yeah, although it does kind of fit into the topic for this week, because this could just be a glitch,
Could just be a big old glitch.
That all this does happen, but there was a glitch, and then it didn't.
It didn't.
Which kind of falls perfectly with my first story.
A lot of stories on this subreddit are, hey, things were this way, but then they weren't.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what? From the movie, I don't think that's what a glitch was. A glitch wasn't that something was supposed to happen and then it didn't happen. The glitch was that something happened twice. It was deja vu.
Deja vu was a glitch.
Yeah, which, I mean, I guess you could make the argument that these people experience these things more than once, but it's always in like we talked about this on the other podcast, the Madam Web effect, right? Where they didn't actually end up seeing the future because it was different.
Right.
With that said, let me just hop into my first story.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Because I picked it. What I did, because we kind of waited till the last second to pick a topic, so I was like, I really like the Glitch in a Matrix subreddit. Let's just pick some stories from there at random. So I went into the best of, and this was one of the top ones of all time. And it's titled, "I Died Last Night, But I'm Still Here." Posted by Liquid Gold 83 4 years ago. So I'm just going to start it. I have opinions.
I can't wait.
So this actually happened last week. It just took me some time to come to terms with it. I got a phone call from my next door neighbor late in the evening asking if I can help him move a mattress into his upstairs. His mom is ill and has a big, heavy sleep number bed. I, of course, ran over to help because they're great neighbors. I get over there and his friend, who's also a priest, was there to help. I helped him figure out how to separate the mattress from the bed so we could fit it upstairs. We get it all moved up and back in place when my neighbor asks if I can help them move an armoire upstairs too. Never agree to help move an extra thing, especially a fucking armoire.
Since you're here, do you think you could bake a turkey?
Since you helped move this heavy bed, do you mind helping us move something that's 10 times heavier?
It's made of solid oak.
I think nothing of it, and we pull it out of his travel trailer and start bringing it up the front stairs of his house. This is where I died. The front stairs are 11 steps. I was on the lower end of the armoire, about 6 steps up, when my neighbor and his friend lose a handle on the armoire, and it comes crashing down on me, and I fall backwards towards the pavement. Now, there's an ellipses here for dramatic effect.
Of course.
Let me just say this. Sure, you agree to help move the armoire. Why are you the only one pushing it upwards? Why are there 2 people on the other end?
Oh, that's a good point.
I then wake up in my dining room to my phone ringing and my wife asking me if I'm going to answer the phone. It's my neighbor asking me if I can help move a bed upstairs for his mom. I go over there and meet his priest friend again, as if this has been the first time I met him. I say I can help with the bed, but I cannot help with the armoire. My neighbor was like, "How do you know about the armoire?" I then proceed to tell them I'm pretty sure I died. I just died. I spent the next hour talking with the priest. He had so many questions. My neighbor didn't believe it until I described the upstairs bedroom in perfect detail, down to the metal mattress frame on the floor and the intricate headboard leaning against the wall, and I had never been upstairs in their house before. The priest asked me what I saw after I died. I told him I never actually died, but before it happened, I woke up at my dining room table. And that's the end of the story. Very Final Destination, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the plot.
Now death is coming after you. So
yeah,
you're
going
to be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life.
You'll be running for the rest of your life. You need to go meet with a mortician who is way too creepy.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny is with this subreddit, I'm never sure if the people in it are 100% serious. Like, not the people posting, but the people who respond. Because I don't think a single person mentions Final Destination in the comments.
That feels disingenuous.
Yeah. A lot of... I skimmed through the comments when I found this story, and I almost didn't do this story because it was too much like Final Destination. Mm-hmm. But then when I realized that every comment on here was just a straight reaction, as if this story is true, I was like, okay, I guess I'll stick with this one. But yeah, I mean, the first one literally starts with, "This happened to me when I was about 18 years old, and maybe other times I'm less aware of. I have a group of friends who have all experienced their own death at least once and are aware of it." It seems like they're just playing along, right?
Oh, no.
It seems to happen to many people. Here's my take on what's happening. That's a link, so maybe I'll click on it here in a second. At the bottom, this is a collection of all the stories I could find like this. So I'm just going to click on it. Let's see. Wow, this is really long. Let's see. It is possible to shift the perspective of our narratives. Now, I'll just read this paragraph, see if it fits in. We are living all our many possible lives simultaneously and choosing which one to pay attention to. Implication is that subjectively, heaven and hell are both attainable, in fact, already attained, and that it is our choice what we experience through our actions, thoughts, and worse. I think hell's something you carry around with you, not somewhere you go. They're doing the same things they always did. They're doing it to themselves. That's hell. That's a quote from Sandman, the Neil Gaiman novel.
Oh, the comic book?
The graphic novel.
Graphic novel, that's the word I was thinking of.
Um, they also go on about quantum immortality is when we notice this. The narrative we have been most closely following is suddenly pruned, but rather than our consciousness ceasing, we suddenly find our perspective shifted, and we no longer took that step in front of the bus, but instead stood there, watching it pass with a vague feeling of queasiness that quickly passes, and we soon forget. And then they go into glitches. Glitches occur whenever our consciousness slides us to a nearby narrative, intentionally, traumatically, or through lack of attention. It's possible to notice small inconsistencies because our single perspective, history, that's in quotes, no longer aligns with all the inputs and outputs in our adjacent narrative. Because we're only looking at two similar maps of two similar territories, it's always possible to explain these by errors in the map as opposed to the territory being multi-potential. Perhaps the multiverse requires plausible deniability. Hey, a map metaphor is not a good metaphor because maps, most of them, up until we got satellites in space, were all wrong.
We're guesses.
Yeah. So that was from Saki McPuppet.
Good job, Saki McPuppet.
Yeah, I don't know how much you want to lend them credit there. How many? So that post, they post their own little story, but I'm not going to get into other stories like this because again, it's just Final Destination shit, right? Maybe we'll do a whole episode on just that. I'll have to bookmark this story. Male then 123 said, "My man just loaded a save file in front of God."
I was looking at that comment for a while.
Yeah.
So this reminds me of a game, BioShock Infinite kind of played with this idea. Obviously in video games, when you die, you
just go back to the checkpoint, right?
The last checkpoint, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of, BioShock Infinite kind of broke its own narrative because narratively, your character dies multiple times, but like only in an alternative path, right? So they play this off by having your character's nose bleed, and that's to let you know that you made a choice keeping you from dying. However, in another or like an alternate path that you took, you are definitely dead because of it. And like, I don't know, it was a really cool narrative. The game is really good. The story is fantastic. But that's what this reminded me of, is like the movie Next.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
An example of something bad that this happens in.
So the most, this story was from 4 years ago, so there's no way they're lining it up with current events. But the most recent Final Destination came out, and spoiler for that movie, it's not really a huge spoiler, it's just kind of what they try to explain
People die?
in that movie, is that the first movie, I think the last Final Destination that they put out, and this is a spoiler, ended up being a prequel to the first movie. Like, you realize the characters who survived that movie got onto the plane that caused the accident in the first movie, so it wasn't even their fault, you know? But this movie, the most recent one, kind of explains that it all started in the 50s, and a girl actually prevents death, right? But there were so many people that survived that the amount of people who were born out of those survivors split a different timeline so much that death had to go individually try to get as many people as possible, which is what all these other movies were, right? Which this next comment here from Juju Allen Watts Fungus says, "What if every time you die, the world line splits into two? One where you're dead and everyone's grieving, and one where you keep on going." Which was actually my first thought when I read this story. I was like, wow, there is a timeline where the neighbor and priest friend just saw this dude splat like a tomato.
Yeah,
and have
absolutely.
to live with that, you know? It's like, it's a good thing one of them's a priest.
Do you know who Alan Watts is?
Not off the top of my head, I guess.
He was like he was like a speaker. I should say he was like a philosophical writer who gave a lot of lectures and speeches. Sorry, it's been so long since I've heard his name that I was like, Alan Watts. Why do I know that?
I'm sure I've heard about this guy, but just blocked it out. I'm not a mysticist or religious, really. So
yeah.
Usually when I hear about people like this, I just laugh about it in the moment, and then
he has a lot of good speeches.
Fair, I'm sure. Fuck, if he is a known person, I'm sure that he has stuff that like
he's not around
makes
anymore
sense and resonates, right? But his body of work probably still is, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to say a band recently just used a lot of his audio in their latest album. Hey, it sucks that I can't remember the band right now.
Let me see if I can find one more comment, and then we'll move on to the next story. So this one's from Carl Grove, and he says, a precognitive dream. But this question of precognition and whether or not you can avoid a fatal or other kind of accident is very interesting. Sometimes, as in your case, you were able to avoid the accident. By the way, this is in parentheses. By the way, your composure when you got the call a second time and the way you explain it to your neighbor and his friend is very impressive. Yeah, because normally people freak out, get off the plane, and then death just starts following them, right? On other occasions, it seems to be unavoidable. My mother dreamed about the death of her little sister and didn't want to go out with her mother and sister as they had planned, but my grandmother ignored her, even when she spilled a whole box of salt and insisted they go. A tree fell on them and killed her sister.
Oh.
Okay. I recall the mystic Wesley Tudor Pole had a similar experience back in the 1930s in Italy when he suddenly knew that a certain carter was going to die in a collision. As he set off to warn the man, he got the message. It's not for you to interfere with this man's destiny. He held his tongue, and the man went off, and shortly after was hit by a car and died. Okay.
Man!
I don't know. You get bad feelings all the time. You're just kind of like, I shouldn't lean over this ledge because I might fall. I think that's just like when your hackles raise on the back of your neck.
Mm-hmm.
It's just your intuition, right? Like, something's not safe. You want to avoid doing it. Maybe this guy never actually died lifting the armoire. Maybe he looked out his window, saw his neighbor getting a bunch of shit, noticed the armoire subconsciously and was like, I don't want to lift that ever. What if it fell on me? And then when he was asked to help, his brain just kind of made this whole scenario where that happened. Yeah. And then so on and so forth. Maybe he did see the bedroom. I mean, his house is right next door, right? Or
he said they were nice people and like,
yeah.
And I'm guessing the mom, friends, but
I'm guessing the mom is moving in. That's why they're getting all the stuff, right? His mom's ill. She's moving in with him. He needs help moving. Weird you would ask your neighbor, right? You don't have other friends that would come help you out.
Neighbor's the closest.
But I'm gonna chalk this up to just rationale, right? Like he had a bad feeling, and yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I read these glitch stories and I'm like, that's not a glitch. That's just,
if anything, it's a premonition.
Next.
Right?
Yeah, like a premonition. I don't know. I like these glitch in the Matrix stories, but they're so hard to believe sometimes.
I really want to start having one story per episode that is so blatantly fake.
Oh, like the cult one? Where the kid blacked out and murdered everybody twice.
I think those are so fun.
Yeah, maybe we could, if ever we're lacking like an Ask X segment or something like that, we could read it.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Obviously
That'd
fake. Yeah, just keep some on the back burner.
My mom used to do something relating to this. I used to drive a lot. I lived in a place called Decatur, Texas, and I would drive to Fort Worth, Texas for work. And that commute is impossibly boring. Well, sometimes I would get a call from my mom and she'd be like, "Hey, are you driving?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And she'd be like, "Pull over." I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "I just have a really bad feeling." And I was like, "Well, we're on the phone and I'm driving, so is that it? Is that the problem?" But she would do that all the time. She had these little, I don't want to call them daydreams, but she would kind of just fall into these worst case scenario thoughts and then be like, "That's a premonition. I have to tell whoever that was about." Or like she would refuse to go places because she was like, "No, I had a nightmare last night. We died in a car, so I'm not driving today."
I literally had a dream the other night where I was in a car crash, and I mentioned it to my partner, and her first instinct was to look up what a car crash dream could possibly mean. She didn't understand what I was saying though, because the dream wasn't scary car crash. Like, "Oh no, I'm in a scary." It was a very dream car crash. I knew I was dreaming while it was happening.
Oh.
Like, because the car literally flew through the air, well, as like with video game physics. And I'm sitting there just kind of like, "Oh, well, I know it's going to hit the ground, but hopefully it doesn't land on the roof and crush me." And it didn't. And I think that was just my body kind of trying to figure out why it felt the way it did. Because when I woke up, it felt like I was in a car crash. Like every joint was sore.
Your subconscious was trying to justify the healing that your body had to do.
Yeah. But also, like, when I was telling her about the dream, I was like, yeah. And then I had to go to like physical therapy, and then some weird territory dispute broke out, and like it kind of turned into like a weird war zone. And she was just like, "Oh, let's see what the car crash means." And I'm like, "I don't think the dream means anything." I think because I've also been listening to an audiobook that has to do with like warring factions and stuff, and I was like, I think my brain is just kind of like trying to process a lot of different things at once. I don't think it means anything. All right, let's move on to your first story.
My first story, obviously in r/glitch in the Matrix, as of 8 hours ago.
Ooh, recent.
Yeah, by designer Broccoli 210.
Oh, we can.
It is.
We can post our live reactions if we wanted to.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It is called "I Saw Myself from the Past," which, by the way,
is that a glitch?
That's you looking at any photo of you.
That's true.
Yeah. So it reads, "A couple of months ago, I was at my boyfriend's house hanging out, and I took his dog out to potty like I usually do when I'm there. For context, in his backyard, there is a barrier of trees between his yard and the neighbor's yard. I am watching his dog wander around, and at the tree line, I see a woman. She was standing on my boyfriend's side of the trees, looking down like she was looking at something on the ground." There's hardly any punctuation in this, forgive me. "I turned back to the door to tell my boyfriend, who was coming outside shortly after me, about it. When I looked back, she was gone. My boyfriend said sometimes a neighbor will come into their yard, perhaps to get something that went through the trees or whatever. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. I thought it was strange, but I didn't think anything about it since then. Fast forward to yesterday. I'm hanging out at my boyfriend's house again, and we go outside to walk around the yard. To walk around in the yard. As we're walking around, my boyfriend stops to look at something on his phone, and I keep going, walking toward the same spot I saw the woman. I was looking down at the ground as I was walking, but then I turned to look toward the house, and I see someone at the back basement door. For a second, I figured it was one of his parents." That's okay. But then I realized it was me. Sorry, I'm going to do that sentence again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
"For a second, I figured it was one of his parents, but then I realized it was me. I saw myself looking at me and then turning back toward the door. I was seeing myself. I saw myself repeating everything I did that day I saw the woman. It freaked me out so bad that I got a headache and had to take a nap to calm down. Take a drink, folks. Going straight to sleep after something traumatic. There it is. Another detail of the story is when I saw myself the first time a couple of months ago, I couldn't make out a face because she had long brown hair that covered it while she was looking down. No one else in my house has long hair except for me. And I had taken my hair down when we went outside. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I will say that I do sometimes have auditory hallucinations, but I've never had visual ones. Okay. And I'm on medication for it. It honestly could have been a visual hallucination, but to be in the same scenario twice is a miraculous coincidence. I don't know what happened, but I saw myself. Has anyone had this happen to them too? I just need to know that I'm not crazy.
So,
you ever seen the movie Blinker? What is that movie called with Bruce Willis?
Looper?
And what is it?
Looper.
Yeah. I never actually saw it, so.
You've never seen it?
I should see it.
It's fine. It is a good movie. It's one of those things that's like kind of overhyped. So by the time, if you didn't see it when it came out, by the time you get around to it, it's probably not going to be as good as everybody says.
Oh.
Now, this could have just been titled "I Saw Myself."
Yeah. So I saw myself from the past, but you also saw yourself from the future. That would have been a more exciting title.
Yeah. What a weird way to describe yourself as a woman.
Yeah, I saw a lady.
How old is this person? They sound young. They're going to go hang out at their boyfriend's house.
That's true. What? Hold on. Let me.
Do they look
go to their
older to
here.
Themselves?
Open link in a new tab. See, I was expecting to be like, I saw a little girl. It was me.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so they're definitely not young. I'm starting to think that this might be not a real story. Maybe this one's not a real story. This is posted in the r/love subreddit.
And this is from the same poster?
Same poster, yeah. It's titled, I Still Think About My High School Sweetheart. And it says, we were together no more than a year and a half when we were 17 to 18. And then later in here it says, it's been 26 years since then. I'm 44 now.
Oh.
And I've been married to my wonderful spouse for 20 years. Is this a real story? Okay, hold on. I'm just going to read it because it's pretty short. We were together no more than a year and a half when we were 17 to 18. It was a friends to lover type. The breakup was messy, as it usually and unfortunately is at that age, but we were madly in love. It's been 26 years since then. I'm 44 now, and I've been married to my wonderful spouse for 20 years now and have 4 beautiful children. But every now and again, I'll think back to them and still get the butterflies. You really don't ever forget your first love, do you? Can anyone else relate? That was 3 years ago. So I don't know. Maybe this isn't a young person, and they're like, I saw a woman because they're a slightly older woman. Weird. So I'm guessing they're divorced now. If they're going over to their boyfriend's house. If this is
between
a true story.
3 years ago and a couple of months ago, yeah.
A couple of hours ago, yeah.
Oh no, the beginning of the story is a couple of months ago.
It says a couple of months ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to believe, honestly.
This is weird, but we've had this discussion before. If you look at yourself, like,
you wouldn't be able to
theory, right? It's
yourself.
Never been. There's no proof of this or how it would work.
Yeah.
But the theory is that if you saw yourself face to face, like as a clone or a replicant
or something,
you wouldn't know it's you, right?
Yeah.
You only know yourself from pictures or in a mirror.
See, me, I feel like I have an interesting posture that I think I'd be able to recognize myself.
That's fair.
But like if I saw someone else with like my unique posture, I would probably do a double take, right? Or I would have assumed I walked in front of a window or something. But to be fair to this story, they didn't recognize themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always feel kind of bad that we call ourselves the paranormal dudes, but we mostly just spend most of these episodes shitting on these stories.
But see, we're not paranormal dudes.
We're
just a pair
dudes.
of normal dudes. We didn't even do the intro this episode. That's oops.
Oh yeah. Here, let's retcon that right now. I'll just edit it to the beginning.
Yeah. Wait, did you want to do the intro?
Yeah. Let's just do it, and
okay.
I'll mark the. Hold on, I'm gonna mark it with a clap.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't do that because then I'll fuck up my editing my audio. I'll find this and then go back. It's been about 30 minutes, so.
And give it a few snaps here. Hello, listeners. I am Mr. R.
And I'm Mr. X.
A paranormal dudes.
Reading paranormal stories. Okay, that works.
Yeah. So I mean, we can't be blamed for the things that we say. We're not claiming that we are we even say, oh, we don't say that in this episode. No, we don't say it. We don't have to.
Yeah, the intro says that we're not experts.
On any the stinger says
so.
it. We're not experts. We're not religious. We're not superstitious. I'm kind of superstitious, but yeah, no, we don't have to back ourselves up on this.
Yeah, I think since we started reading this story, another comment was added on it. So,
oh, word.
Yeah, let's see what people have to say.
Let's see. As of 4 hours ago, McSpasmatron. McSpasmatron says, I read a book by a guy called Robert Bruce. When he was young, 20-something, he was reading the encyclopedia about all the other Robert Bruces in history. He looked up and was in the presence of an older version of himself, maybe in his 50s, but he recognized himself. Sure enough, decades go by, and there comes a day where in his 50s, he turns around and there was his young self, and he lives the same moment from another point of view. Can't remember what the book was called. Thank you, McSpasmatron. That helps a lot.
Now, okay, so the book was by Robert Bruce. So I'm guessing this is meant to be a true account. I don't think the story
I don't know what the book is.
Well, no, you know what? I guess it does kind of fit with the theme of the original story here. But can this be considered a glitch? Wouldn't this be more like a time skip? Well, yeah. I guess that could be considered a glitch, right?
Sure.
It just sounds like a movie, right? It sounds like several movies that I've seen before that regard time travel, but yeah, whatever. That one is definitely a little more interesting, right? But it also seems like a little more staged.
Yes. Well, I mean, he made money from that. It's a book.
Yeah.
As of 6 hours ago and edited 6 hours ago, Madhouse Child said, I don't think it happened twice. I think both were the same event. If you are concerned, look for an organization called Recovery. It meets in community spaces like 12-step programs, but it's not 12-step. My mother hallucinated and was on all sorts of psych meds, but Recovery was the only thing that helped in any lasting way with no side effects. For example, one of their tenets is to remember that, quote, symptoms are distressing, but not dangerous. The point is to treat your symptoms objectively. And hold on, what is this comment?
It's taking a more rational approach to the story.
I don't need rational. I want the wildest stuff out there.
Yeah, I think they're going based off of the actual hallucination question. That commenter, I guess, tried Googling what they were talking about, and they said, Google assumed I wanted AA, but I found the right link. There's a link here. So if, I don't know, if you feel like you're hallucinating, you can go visit recoveryinternational.org/pre-meeting page.
Pre-meeting-page /.
Yes. The next comment on here just says, what?
What? See, that's the kind of comment I'm talking about. That's what we need on here. What? It's not helpful. I'm gonna upvote that, and I'm gonna actually reply to it.
You can go ahead and upvote it too.
Let's see. Gal99 says, "Why do you take medication?" Nope. Why do you take mediation? That's what that says. Do you have schizophrenia? I have read that such kind of a condition is just a person being able to see different dimensions. Gal99, What are you about? Gal99? Gal99?
Maybe go experience the world a little more.
Oh boy, go touch some grass. Hold on, I do want to r/backrooms. No, that's for a video game. That's for a video game. Mysterious Universe says, "Oh, okay. So this person, Gal99, I'm assuming gender here. I apologize.
Well, does say
is
gal.
on a few different. Yeah, but that could stand for Galvant. I don't know. I tried to think of something masculine with gal. It didn't work. Is on a few different. They're on like a time travel Reddit. Let's see. Astral projection, mysterious universe, obviously backrooms, also ADHD, unexplained. Yeah. This person's right up our alley. I'm sure we might see more of them at some point.
At some point. Let's see. Somebody named Friendly Idea 3550 just says, "Gedoyeja." I don't even know what language that is. I'm guessing it's Portuguese because it's close enough to Spanish.
Oh yeah, close enough, sure.
Not quite Italian. So, and then the last comment on here is just from somebody named Bobby Socks. This was posted 2 hours ago. He just says, "Doppelganger stories abound." Sure.
I mean, I guess.
People like a doppelganger.
Do you think that a singular doppelganger was like, I'm going to imitate this person from the future? And then when, like, I guess vaguely the future happened, they're like, now I'm going to do it as if I was their past self.
Yeah. That's literally what I was thinking when you were reading that story. I was like, what if it's just a doppelganger or some kind of like entity that wanted to flip her out twice, right?
Yeah.
The first time is when she was just standing
This'll
out there.
Get her.
Saw it in the distance. The second time was like, oh, she's setting it up. He goes, runs to that spot.
I just got to wait for her to go near that tree. That's all I got to do. Hope her hair's still brown. We've been recording for we have to get through these other stories.
Yeah. I think the intro went a little long, but
that's
here we go. My next story is also from the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit.
Big surprise.
This one is hopefully funnier than my first one. It's titled, "Our Missing Desk Drawer Turned Up 12 Years Later on the Street."
Oh, boy.
This is posted by Intelligent Reply 628 23 days ago. So I went with one that was more recent, too. This is the freakiest thing that has ever happened to me. About 16 or 17 years ago, we bought a desk that had a big drawer. This was my wife's pride and joy, and when it was about 1 year old, our place got broken into, and the robber jumped through the window onto the table. This is important as the table and also the front of the drawer got scratched. This is important as the table and also the front of the drawer got scratched. We moved house and city, and the drawer stayed in storage for about 3 or 4 years. When we got it out of storage, the drawer was missing. I'm guessing they mean the desk. The desk with the drawer was in storage, and when they got it out of storage, the drawer was just missing.
Right.
This was about 12 years ago. I've been hearing literally for the last 12 years about how I must have lost the drawer. And it's my fault.
My wife won't stop nagging about it. Had to be me that lost the drawer.
It's my fault, and how much of a shame it is that the drawer is missing, etc. Hey, dude, do you hate your wife?
Hey, bud, chill. Are you a boomer?
Man, they write interesting. Come to last weekend, and we went back to the city we used to live in for a few days, holiday. Okay, so I'm guessing English isn't their first language.
Or this is a European person.
Yes. Yeah, that was my assumption, but maybe not one of the English-speaking ones.
Oh.
We were walking down a street a few blocks from where we used to live, and the topic of whatever happened to the desk drawer came up, as it often does.
Every fucking time.
I was like, not again. Just
God.
drop it finally.
Every time we go thrifting, we bring up this fucking drawer.
Then literally a minute later, leaning against the wall of an apartment block. This is Germany. Okay, that explains it.
Okay.
And people, if they want to get rid of old furniture, tend to leave it on the street, leaning against the wall for people to take. Okay. Was a black desk drawer. We both looked at each other and were like, what the fuck? When we got closer, we were like, OMG, it even has the scratch marks on it. This cannot be. We were dumbfounded. We took it with us, and our absolute amazement, it fit right into our desk. Our freaking desk drawer turned up on the street a few blocks from where we used to live approximately 12 years later. The chance that someone had it that long, then decided to throw it out at the exact evening that we walked past 12 years later is just mind-blowing. We have no idea how, where, when, and why it went missing, but after all these years, we were reunited at last. Could someone calculate the odds of this happening? Hey, is this a glitch? I don't think so. I think this is just...
This is like crazy coincidence, right?
Yeah, crazy coincidence. But, hey, I think we've all experienced pretty crazy coincidences. I'm pretty sure I've experienced like no less than 20 in my short life so far. From what I'm guessing is they just left a drawer behind, right? I mean, when you're moving furniture, you either tape the drawers shut or you remove them, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing these people removed it, left it, and then...
My first question is, what is someone else doing with a drawer?
Just a drawer, right? A drawer that was more than likely just in the apartment that they moved into.
Right.
You know, I can't say... I've been cleaning out my little office here for weeks now, and I keep finding stuff that I'm like, should I get rid of this or hold on to it? But the answer is always get rid of it, right? You're not going to do anything with this shit, so just throw it out, man. If it's just been sitting somewhere for months or years, you don't need it. Get rid of it, which is what this person finally decided to do. Let's see what people have to say.
I guess I'm never going to find a dresser for this drawer. And my wife keeps nagging me about it. She keeps telling me to throw away the drawer, and I'm like, what if we find a matching dresser?
What if we find the desk that's supposed to go with? We've had it for 12 years. We're never finding it. Elementix responded to this with, the universe was like, holy fuck, will she shut up about the drawer already? Here.
Oh boy.
Someone responded to that with, it was the universe's sock drawer. Sure.
Go ahead, read the next reply. Who replied to that?
Well, somebody replied that with a laughing face, and then someone else said, somewhere a whale plummeting towards a planet and wondered if they could be friends.
This is a reference to Douglas Adams's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. I just... the sock drawer thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because
no.
The socks don't disappear in the drawer. That's where they stay put. They disappear in the dryer.
If you were to say the universe is drier, you'd be talking about Arizona.
Somebody learn, stock, be informed. What a weird fucking name.
Learn, stock, be informed. Yeah.
Says, totally believe this. Sure, why wouldn't you? Like,
no questions asked.
All the time.
You got it.
Says, similar things have happened to me a few times in my life. Years ago, I had a game cartridge vanish into thin air. Years later, it showed up smack bang in the middle of an empty shelf in a cabinet which had been opened many times since. I'd opened the cupboard to dust every weekend or two, but never had anything on the shelf. One day, I opened it, and the game cartridge was just sitting there. Hey, I don't believe you, because why would you need to dust a drawer that's closed?
It's closed.
Yeah, dust doesn't get Anyways, when I was a teenager, I had a ring that disappeared to nowhere. 2 years or so later, I found the exact ring laying on the floor at a bus stop down the road from my house. It was 100% my lost ring because it was a unique, one of a kind that I got on a trip to another country. Same imperfections, everything. There's just no way it could have been there, where it was, but it happened. Hey, it totally could have been where it was. Just saying. Hey.
Strength for Everyone says, I was almost ready to give up on this sub. Then a gem like this. Wow.
Hey, I want to say, this is my bad. I didn't read this story all the way through when I picked
That's okay.
it.
I hardly read any of the stories I post.
This is not a glitch. It's not a glitch.
Not a glitch, just a coincidence. One time, my mom and I were moving out of a house where she had divorced. She had divorced a man, and we were moving out. To celebrate, we had gone to the mall in Waco, Texas, and we got out of the car, and she realized that the house key, the one we were moving out of, was still in her key ring. And I was young, and I was just like, "Oh, you should throw it, right? Like you're done with it. Like that's the final straw or whatever. Like you don't need this key anymore. You don't need to give it back to him. Just throw it." So she throws it, and it was, I don't know, it was symbolic, I guess. And we go to the mall, we hang out there. We're there for hours, by the way. Yeah. And at the end of that mall visit, we're walking out, and I see these like, what do you call those? Those crane games. There's like a stack of crane games, and I was like, oh, let's try to get one. And we pull out all these quarters. We're each trying different machines, and on the very final machine that we tried, on top of it was the key. Someone had found the key, brought it into the mall, and put it on that specific machine. And at the time, my mom and I were like, like we didn't know how to handle ourselves. We were freaking out. But it's exactly what I just said. Someone found the key out in the parking lot and was like, oh, I wonder what this key goes to. And then lost interest in the key the second they walked in.
Or they were like, maybe the person who it belongs to will see it here. And sure enough, they did. What I was suggesting was that when the crane arm came back up, it was holding the key, which would have been
that would have been
story.
Way crazier. That would have been objectively a better story.
Let's see. I'm just gonna read a couple more comments here, and then we'll move on to your last one. But Borgenhaust says, I hear a number of these stories, but I'm still waiting for the universe to surprise me with my original wedding ring that was lost overseas 17 years ago.
17 years ago? Maybe James Cameron will do another excursion to the bottom of the ocean.
Hey,
find your fucking ring.
It's only been 23 days. We're manifesting for you, man.
Yeah.
Borgenhaust.
We got you.
Yeah. Let me see. I want to follow this guy. And
get an update on these rings?
Yeah, I'm just going to follow him and see if maybe at some point I see a post and he talks about how his ring reappeared. He's going to be like, hey, why did you follow me? I'm going to be like, dude, I want to know about the ring, man.
Yeah,
like,
chill out.
I got to know if it comes back. It comes back around.
This is gonna do bangers on my podcast, dog.
Okay, let me find one more comment to end on, and then actually that was a good one to end on. Let's just go ahead and move on to your last.
That's a wonderful one.
Yeah.
My last story is English in the Matrix as of 9 hours ago. I clicked on the wrong one. Shit. I was like, wow, it's similar.
Well, I think you posted the same one twice.
Oh no! There's a glitch. Oh, X! I did a glitch in the Matrix. I messed up.
Oh, you did this on purpose, you son of a bitch.
I didn't do it on purpose. My phone is messing up. Hold on. Let me see if I still have it. Let me see if I still have it somewhere.
You could probably find it under history.
Okay. This was legit an accident. For some reason, I don't have great service where I work, and I think that's what's happening here. Okay, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
My last story is posted to Glitch in the Matrix as of 1 day ago. From Plenilunio 30. I don't know how else to say that. Plenilunio 30. Okay. The title is Everyone Disappeared for a Moment. Hey, that's called blinking, the story goes. This happened to me just a few minutes ago. Sorry, I imagine it being like, this happened to me just a few minutes ago. And wait, it happened again. Oh God, it's happening over and over. Sorry. This happened to me just a few minutes ago, and I'm still feeling weird about it. Returning home after I got off the bus, I called my mom to let her know I was about to arrive. I could hear my little brothers and my father watching football in the background. And she was making dinner. Around me, some people at the bar... Around me, some people at the bar, people walking around the street. Oh, they're setting a scene for us, okay? Around me, some people at the bar, people walking around the street. Nothing out of the ordinary, really. Then, 5 minutes later, I arrive home and loudly said, "Hello, everyone." As always, nobody answered. I thought, okay, maybe they didn't hear me. So I went to look for my family. The TV was on, someone was watching football, but the living room was empty. The kitchen was empty, but the lights were on. The bathroom had the lights on too, but also empty. I looked everywhere, every single room. I started getting weirded out, but I don't know. Maybe they went to my grandma's in the other building's floor. I don't know. I swear the house was empty except for me and my pets. The cats were chilling though. The cats are pretty chill, I gotta say.
Hey, you know what? We gotta add that to the drinking game. It'll be like a fucking. Oh my God, what would you call that? It'd be like a diamond in the rough, essentially. Like, yeah, just if at any other point in the show's existence, if someone else just says the cats were just chilling, though, we gotta like smoke some crystal meth or something.
Yeah. Wow, what a rule.
Extreme.
Okay. But when I checked my balcony, things got even weirder. The street was empty. I could only hear the crickets and animals. No cars, no people. The bar was open, but I couldn't see people in the terrace, even though it had a couple of families when I walked past them. Scary. I went to my room because I still had my backpack on and wanted to leave it. But honestly, I was starting to get unsettled. And then, suddenly, my mom appeared on my door, looking surprised. The conversation was something like this. You already here? I didn't listen to the door. Okay, I was going to do a voice, but that was so confusing.
Yeah.
You're already here? I didn't listen to the door. Me. Where were you all? Nobody was here. Her. What do you mean? We didn't leave. Me. I said hi and nobody was home. Her. Weird. Maybe we didn't hear you. Oh God, we looked at each other super confused, but she changed the topic and didn't say anything else. And yes, my father and brothers were watching football in the living room, sunken in the sofa like they never left. And the cars and people returned. Everything was normal. No, I didn't listen to the door before she came to my room. My room was right next to the house's entrance. I would have listened to it. What do you mean by this?
I think they just mean they would have heard if the door had opened or closed in that time.
I have no explanation for this, but it felt genuinely scary for a minute there. The silence, man. That's the end of the story.
What a way to end your story. The silence, man.
The silence, man.
It was only a couple of seconds, but it's gonna haunt me for years.
Off the bat, just reading this, I think your family's pranking you.
Yeah, it's like those videos you watch where people like convince someone in their family that they turned them invisible, and they'll legit be like, but it's the other way around, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've never seen those? It'll be like a family birthday party or something, and one of them will be like, "Hey, I learned this magic trick." So they get a volunteer. It's usually the youngest, or sometimes it's just the most gullible, because I've seen them do it to like grown men before too. But they'll sit them in a chair, and they'll be like, "Okay, I'm going to put this like imaginary blanket over you. It's usually they don't actually put anything over them, but they're like, I'm going to put this imaginary blanket over you and it's going to turn you invisible. Okay. And that'll just get everybody beforehand to be like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Play along. And so they'll be like, okay, when I count to 3, you'll be invisible. And I'm going to take the sheet off. You'll be invisible. And so they'll count to 3. They'll take the sheet off and everybody will be like, oh, and like start clapping. They're like, oh, wow, it worked. And the person, it'll take them like a minute to like actually start to believe it, but they'll like get up and start like messing with people thinking that they're invisible. I'm like, what the hell? Man. But maybe they just did that, but opposite. They were like, we'll just pretend like we're invisible.
Yeah. we'll pretend that we're invisible and hopefully he's in on the joke.
Or they're all like, hey, he's on his way home. Let's all get in our spots for the surprise, like the birthday surprise. And then while they're hiding, realize, oh, hey, it's not his birthday today. This would be embarrassing. Let's just wait till he's out of sight and then we'll come out.
It's funny
does
you
that
said
explain the people on the street? No, but maybe they were also in on it. Maybe they were also going to hop out and say surprise, but then they got the text message that was like, hey, cancel the, oh my God, what were those called? The, oh my gosh.
Flash mob?
Yeah, they're like, cancel the flash mob. We made a mistake. And then it just really freaked this guy out.
on the prize say. I know it's a dead language, but it makes me feel smart. It's funny that you use the words that you said because Daisuke, that's 3 S's on Daisuke, by the way, posted a comment that says, places, everyone, places. 4, 3, 2, you're already here? Well, I didn't hear the door. Yeah.
That one doesn't make as much sense, but it was funny. Yeah.
Manny Image 3978 says, easy. You changed frequency and took a little bit of time to tune in again to the frequency of the rest of your family.
Hey, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, OP does reply to that and says, what the fuck did my elevator do to me then? Wait.
Hey, I just want to know what the fuck this guy's talking about. What frequency? What, like a visual frequency, an audio frequency?
I don't know.
I'm guessing audio. I'm guessing he means audio because he ends his story by saying the silence. He also didn't hear anybody respond to him. But he also visually couldn't see anybody. So how the fuck do you explain that?
Yeah, where's the visual frequency?
Well, this story goes on for a fucking while.
It goes on for a while. Trudytude, as of one day ago, says, I think this used to be termed something like invisible person syndrome. Hey, Trudytude, I don't think it was. There's accounts of people seemingly invisible to others and accounts similar to yours. The good news is, it always seems to be a very temporary state. A glitch in today's parlay. Okay.
Oh, people keep mentioning the Langoliers. I
see a lot of Langoliers.
Seen the little mini series briefly, and oh man, the visual effects in that movie or that show are bad. But yeah, it literally says here, you slipped out of sync with reality for a few minutes, but at least you came back. Otherwise, the Langoliers would have gotten you. Twitch OP says, I'm scared to ask what's a Langolier, but one of the higher comments on here, it literally says, this reminds me of King's story, The Langoliers, which I guess OP just missed.
It's like, the top comment.
I'm not sure what The Langoliers is about. Like I said, I only caught the show briefly, but in the brief moment that I saw of the show, it's these like bouncing balls with teeth that are eating the actual physical universe around like an airport where a bunch of people are stuck. So someone named Paul F says this is oddly a frequently reported phenomenon on this subreddit. Well, yeah, I guess you can consider this a glitch, right? Like everybody's just gone for a second. This
I'll go ahead
is a glitch.
And designate a glitch. Yes. We found one.
Like in the Matrix, which is what this whole fucking subreddit is based on, the glitch is a cat comes through twice, right? That is literally a glitch of like a couple of seconds. You could consider people disappearing for a second a glitch. I wouldn't say your drawer appearing after 12 years is a glitch. Or whatever the hell my first story was. I don't even remember at this point.
It's been so long, there's no telling. We can't go back now.
Here, I don't know what this means, but it's Mayabo 1? Anyways, they say, my apologies for being a PIA, but when you say listened to it, the expression is heard it. What is PIA?
I don't know what PIA stands for, but one TSM? Tablespoon? That can't be right. One TSM 3 Yabo 1. Shut up!
Yeah, shut up. This is the second grammar Nazi we've had.
What does
in a couple of weeks?
We're going to learn something here. What does PIA mean? Primary insurance amount. Well, that can't be right. In grammar? PIA is not an abbreviation, but the feminine form of the Latin adjective pious. Wait, no, guys. Okay, I don't know.
We have to respond
I don't know what it
to
means.
This comment, I guess, and say, hey, what the hell is a PIA?
See, my apology. I'm writing this down for being I'm gonna make up my own acronym. Ignorant POS, ignorant piece of shit. But when you say PIA, I
say IDK.
Hey, that's pretty good. I like that. IDK.
While you finish posting that, someone named Mobile Clock 2470 just says, I don't believe I don't believe that you changed frequency or you shifted. I believe that you need to speak to a psychologist. The experience that you had is impossible.
Well, Mobile Clock, maybe just enjoy the soup a little bit, okay? Just live in the fiction for a moment, please.
Yeah, I mean, even we like to entertain some of this stuff, right?
This, like, most of our podcast is poo-pooing on people's, encounters, but like...
hey, if that comment doesn't tell you what kind of person Mobile Clock 2470 is, the only two posts he has on his, I'm assuming gender here, but the only two posts they have on their Reddit is in the hemorrhoid subreddit. So
I posted a comment on theirs. I replied to it.
Yeah.
It's not very lengthy, but
let me see if I can find it. If it pops up. Oh, that has -2 upvotes.
-2 upvotes. It's gonna have -3 here in a second.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to reload this. I'm on my iPad, so it doesn't work the same. Oh, you just responded with nerd.
Yeah, nerd with a period.
Nerd.
Nerd.
I see them as I scroll up. There's not a whole lot of comments on here, but I do see that they commented on something else. Let's see. Someone said you slipped time or space or dimension. It could be any of them. It's best not to dwell on it and simply move forward because there's nothing you can do. To which OP says, I know, but I wanted to share it because I was a bit confused for a bit. Haha. Couple more responses here, but Mobile Clock says, slipping time, space, or dimension is not a thing. Why encourage this nonsense? Hey, why are you on the subreddit, dude?
Yo, what are you doing here?
Like, entertain the idea or like have some fun with it. Why?
I think you, Mobile Clock, should start a podcast.
Yeah, let's see how fun that would be. This reminds me of I write like short films and stuff like that. And
are you telling me that? No, you're telling the audience that.
Yeah, I'm telling the audience. So I write like movie scripts every once in a while. And there's a subreddit for that, right? And I think every Monday they have like this little section where you just submit a log line, which is just kind of like a short description of something you're working on. But one time someone posted saying, hey, what's an idea that you think is really good but are probably never going to write? And I have one of those. I had a dream once about a bus crash, another crash in a dream. But it was a bus full of like hard convicted criminals that crashes on a stormy night, and then they go to the nearest location to take shelter, which is a retirement home. And I thought,
right, I remember this.
I was like, hey, it'd be interesting if the retirement home was filled with like old Hollywood individuals who have like certain skills that they've learned from their times on the movies and whatnot. And so I posted that, and I was like, I'm never going to get around to writing this, but it's been in my head for like years now at this point. And some dude commented and was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would old Hollywood actors need to be living in a retirement home? And I'm like, dude, you just got to suspend your disbelief for a little while, right? I mean, like, why would they train fucking drillers to fucking be astronauts, right? Like, movies do this shit all the time. And he could not let it go. He just kept commenting. And so I was like, I eventually just had to end it with like, man, I bet you're fun at parties, huh? But
yeah, I mean, that's all you can say.
His whole thing was that he's an accountant. He's like, I'm an accountant, and people with that much money wouldn't need to do this. And I'm like, nobody gives a shit, man. And I eventually had to look. I had to go onto his profile and be like, what is this guy's deal? And he, you know, like me, he likes movies. He would like to get into the movies and stuff like that. But he has such a he's not a creative person, which I think is his biggest thing. One of his posts was like literally like, hey, if I paid a director $100,000 to let me shadow him for a week, do you think somebody would go for that? And I'm like, why would you do that?
I'm not an accountant, but that's fucking stupid.
Yeah. So you occasionally run into these people.
He's over here like, I just don't understand why the Grinch would want to stop Christmas. It's good for the economy.
Well, all right. I guess we've been recording
folks.
for a little while.
That's going to have to do it for this glitch in the Matrix themed episode.
Yeah.
This was fun. I really liked doing the specification of like one subreddit. This was a good one.
Yeah. Nothing to close us out with aside from that. No. Ask.
There's no Ask X. Apparently, okay. So big surprise. If you go to Ask Reddit and you type in glitch, it's just people asking other people what their glitch in the Matrix stories have been.
Yeah, it's all just, hey, what's the creepiest glitch in the Matrix? What is your strangest glitch in the Matrix moment? Have you ever experienced a glitch in the Matrix situation? People of Reddit, what is the most glitch in the Matrix experience you've ever had?
Yeah.
What's your glitch in the Matrix story? These all have so many goddamn comments. You think after 3 they would stop? Every once in a while, there will just be one that only has one comment. And this one comment is somebody actually telling a story. That's something you do notice with glitch in the with Ask Reddit. Sorry, is that if you look through enough, every once in a while there will be one that blows up so much it just pops up on the homepage, right?
Yes.
And then if you go into Ask Reddit and you click by new. And people submit questions every second, so there's always a shit ton of them. You'll always find 3 that try to copy the one that just blew up, and right. I'm like, come on, dude! Like, have an original idea.
Come on, ask a real question. Why did the Grinch actually want to stop Christmas? Thank you everybody so much for listening. This was a wonderful episode. If you liked it, please let us know. It would be awesome. If you have any supernatural stories of your own, you can submit them to us for this show down in the comments or to our Reddit. That's PONDPOD.
Yeah. And if you're enjoying the show, you can do a couple of things for us. Like Mr. R said, you can leave a comment, you can leave a review, or you can tell a friend about it. And if you're enjoying the show, you can check out some of our other stuff. We currently do a bi-weekly podcast called Sequel Factory, where we watch some movies and then pitch ideas for sequels that nobody asked for. Mr. R is also on a TTRPG themed show with Mr. E called The Dirty 22. And Yeah, I think that's it for now. There might be more stuff coming soon.
I do have my own TTRPG podcast that's in the works right now. I won't tell you the name yet, but it's in the works. And it's
something to look forward to.
It's just D&D. That's what we're doing. That's it.
We've been a Paranormal Dudes, ever in need of stories to intrigue, perplex, maybe even frighten. So remember, if you can't explain it, it was a glitch, and you're just going to have to relive it. So
over and over again.
Yeah. So until next time, stay tuned.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Until next time, stay tuned and stay haunted. Stay haunted. Stay haunted.
What if I listen? That was actually real for a second. What if I listen to this episode later and think, oh, myself from the past?
It's a glitch.
It's a glitch. It's glitching. Oh no.
All right.
Okay.